What's up everyone, Zed here. I've got a game for you today with the picture-in-picture, and this one is against KwandaoRen66, otherwise known as Elo, and it's an Uber's game. I believe it was either at my stream or his stream, one of the ponds or ocean river places where the camera is pointed at the DS and you fight over Wi-Fi thing, yeah. So that's what we got going on here, some Uber's game. And it's a pretty interesting one, so I guess we'll just get into that and see how we go. So, okay, we have Sun and Sun, and one thing that Elo always says is that whenever he brings Sun to OU, his opponent also brings Sun, so he's kind of locked in this weather thing where he tries to bring a weather and his opponent brings the same one. So we've got the same kind of thing going on here. Only difference is it's Uber's, not OU. I decided to bring Sun, and he obviously likes Sun as well. It's probably his favourite weather, so no surprises really on his part. I just decided to go with it because it made sense and I felt like using it. So neither of us decide to get Sun out from the start of the game though, because first of all, I kind of want to go with Dialga on the off chance that he is leading with his Groudon, so I can dent it maybe with a Draco or even with a Fire Blast, because Fire Blast is going to get a lot of damage off. However, the thing is, he's going to lead with Deoxys Speed, which actually works out pretty nicely for me. Now, he doesn't really know from the start of the game whether my Dialga is Scarfed or Specs, mainly because Dialga is slower than Deoxys even if it has a Scarf. So what I do is I go for the Draco. He gets up rocks on the first turn, of course, and because it doesn't quite take him down to his Sash, I'm kind of afraid that he obviously thinks I'm Scarf now, because Specs probably would have taken him down to his Sash. Scarf, however, didn't. Just before he dies to a second Draco, he's going to get the light screen up, which will allow him to obviously buff my hits more nicely. So, now I'm going to switch out. And this was kind of premature and stupid of me to go to Ho-Oh this early in the game. I didn't really expect him to carry Thunder Wave, and I guess he's carrying the same set as my Groudon. It has Stealth Rock and T-Wave, but he is actually not carrying Dragon Claw and Earthquake. He's carrying Stone Edge and Dragon Claw, I believe, so he doesn't even have Earthquake as stab, which means that Dialga actually stays in pretty safely on this Groudon. I obviously didn't see the Stone Edge coming whatsoever. He manages to get it off, and that's going to fry me. It's going to take Ho down straight away. So I'm going to bring on my O Groudon, kind of counteract him, and I'm going to predict a switch here, knowing that he's probably not going to want to stay in with his own Groudon and do pretty much no damage to me because he has Stone Edge and Dragon Claw, as I said before. He can't paralyze me, so the best thing that he can do is go into his Ho-Oh to try and threaten me, and it turns out that we do the exact reverse thing. I paralyze his Ho-Oh with my Groudon just as he did so to mine. So we've got a kind of reversal of roles going on here, but that's good. I mean, it works out well for me in the end because I'm going to be able to take these Sacred Fires, not well, but I'm able to. It's going to be close to a 2-hit KO. It looks really, really close there. Fortunately, I'm not going to get, burned. Doesn't matter that much because I don't have Stone Edge on my Groudon. I only have Dragon Claw. So the burn doesn't really factor into it too much, mainly because for one, he has Recover, and two, Groudon's attack isn't that great when you're using an unstab move on Ho-Oh. So it makes not much of a difference. It just means I live essentially as death fodder for later, which actually is going to come in pretty handy. But I am just going to go into Zekrom on this turn. One, perhaps predicting the Paralyze, or two, perhaps him going for a Recover, which he does do, and kind of puts me in a strong position here because I could go for my Stab, Infusion Bolt, or I could even go for a Stone Edge, which will clean take him out. So I'm going to go for the Stone Edge. I actually probably should have gone for the Fusion Bolt, but I was kind of unsure as to whether it would kill. It is Stab and everything, and coming off a Life Orb with Zekrom's ridiculous power, it should be able to take it out, but Stone Edge cleans it out nonetheless, which puts me at a nice footing here because Zekrom is it's not that fast, but you know, it outspeeds a decent amount of things maybe, although that doesn't really make sense because Zekrom doesn't have good speed. Ignore what I just said, Zekrom's not very fast anyway, but which means essentially he gets to bring in his Shaman and freely set up a growth on me. Now, I probably should have predicted something like that. I probably should have predicted Substitute, to be perfectly honest. Substitute is very common with Shaman, and Zekrom, I guess, wasn't that useful for the rest of the game. It was maybe a little bit more useful than obviously Groudon is. Groudon's useless completely, which is why I go out to Groudon to be death fodder in that instance. Air Slash is going to take me out easily, as I would have taken him out without the growth anyway, but I don't want the Shaman running around. This thing with plus 2, I believe, with growth. It's +1 normally, but in the sun it's +2. I don't want that thing running around. I'm going to go straight into Scarf Dialga, and either he forgets that I'm Scarfed from the start of the game, or he just thinks he can outspeed me. I don't know, but he can't. Draco Meteor's going to take him out. I didn't want to go for the Thunder, obviously. I'm in the sun. I didn't want to go for the Fire Blast because it has a tendency to miss, more tendency to miss than Draco does anyway. So went for the obvious stab, takes him out, no problem. The only issue now, Groudon comes in, and Groudon obviously a big threat again because the T-Wave going on is going to paralyze lots of things. So I decided to go to Zekrom. It didn't really make sense. My Zekrom is kind of mixed. I have Draco Meteor alongside 3 physical moves, being Crunch, Stone Edge, and Fusion Bolt, I believe. And I was thinking maybe I can fire off a Draco and live a hit from him. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of get lucky because he over-predicts on the turn when I stay in Draco. He actually goes for a second Thunder Wave. And now he obviously reveals the Dragon Claw, which I expect to die from. But I live with 35 HP, I go for the Crunch, and if you are paying attention to HP numbers, means I live with 1, which is pretty funny. Doesn't make any difference at all to the outcome of the game, obviously, because he's going to be able to take me out easily from that HP, and everything's going to go down. So things are heating up pretty nicely here. I do still have my powerful guys in the back of my pocket though, and these are the dudes that I'm really going to be using for the late game, which are 1 Rayquaza and 2 Arceus. Now I always bring these guys to Ubers matches, and the reason why is because they work so well in tandem in the late game together. When you combine the stab Arceus Extreme Speed with Life Orb, and you take a choice banded Rayquaza without much offensive prowess, give them both +2 priority move, and just like kind of let them do what they want really. At this point he really doesn't have too much left. I believe I've gotten rid of all the main threats that would resist Extreme Speed or even be affected by it, not affected by it, whatever, or just want to take it, being all his other guys. So yeah. We've got a situation here where pretty much Rayquaza is going to end up finishing itself off by dying to the Palkia. That's not finishing itself off, that's it being killed. But Extreme Speed does a heavy amount to the Palkia. A little bit less than I expected maybe, but it is unstab, you know, it's not really going to do as much as you may want. Arceus, however, is very much stab, is very much going to be able to take it out from that range, and I believe that Elo's last is a Tropius, which is unfortunate because Tropius is kind of cool. It has Chlorophyll, so it does get double boost in speed in Sun, which is very good for Ubers obviously because Sun is everywhere. Unfortunately it doesn't really get to do anything. I go for the Extreme Speed. It surprisingly lives the Extreme Speed, which I was kind of like shocked about, but I guess this is a defensive Tropius. As you can see, he has the Roost, so defensive Tropius makes sense with Roost and stuff. I guess he's just going to keep Roost stalling me here, and I see from the amount of HP he has, he may well be able to live another Extreme Speed, so I decide to stay in here and go for, obviously I have to, this is my last guy, it's 1-on-1 at this point, but I decide to go for the Swords Dance here just to be able to kill him on the next turn with the Extreme Speed. Would be a very easy thing to do. So that's what I go for the Swords Dance, and Extreme Speed is going to clean out the Tropius. So that is pretty much the game. That's where it's going to end. 1-0 to me. Very close one, very interesting. I guess a few mistakes on both sides. I think the funniest thing was both our Groudons individually paralyzing each other's Ho-Ohs. That was pretty funny, that kind of mirror match up there going on. But yeah, it was good. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that thing. You can also ding, like that, and you can also you can go to Eric's channel. That'll be description. That's pretty much going to be it for me. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.